Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm your host, Matt Grubba, here on DK Sports Radio. It is the Pitt Show, and we're going to talk all things Pitt athletics here. We got football, basketball, baseball all lined up today. First, before we get started, let's thank our sponsor, Bazzi Breland & Associates, the exclusive sponsor for Pitt coverage here at DKPittsburghSports.com and DK Radio. With several Pitt alums, homegrown Pittsburgh attorneys, and deep roots in the communities of southwestern Pennsylvania, the attorneys at Bazzi Breland & Associates are proud to bring quality coverage of Pitt athletics from the top independent sports website in Pittsburgh. And we'll start out here for our show with football news coming out. This was Wednesday morning release from the school that we finally know now what that 85th scholarship, the final one for the 2018 season, we know what Pat Narduzzi had in mind with it. The school announced that tight end Will Gregg, who's a graduate transfer from Arkansas, who has 2 years of eligibility remaining for a grad transfer, he's going to be joining the Panthers and is going to be able to play starting September 1 when they host Albany in the season opener. That's a big pickup for Pitt for, if no other reason, tight end probably with the departure of Chris Clark and signs pointing toward he's not going to be returning to the program, that might, you could make the argument that was the thinnest position on the roster. And, with only sophomore Tyler Sears, the only player with any playing time coming back there, Grant Kerrigan and Charles Reeves are both redshirt freshmen that are at the position. Well, now here with Gregg, this 21-year-old from Arkansas originally, stayed in his home state at the University of Arkansas for his first 3 years of college. He redshirted as a freshman, and he's coming to join the Panthers, and it's a decent pickup. Gregg was a highly recruited kid out of high school. He was a 4-star recruit, depending on which rating system you go by. He was as high as the 4th-ranked tight end in the country. Pretty much everyone had him in the top 7 when he came out 3 years ago. Among his scholarship offers, a handful of SEC schools, also Notre Dame, Penn State, both had offers to him to try to get him. So, he was a guy a lot of teams were after, stayed in his home state, played there for 3 years. Of course, the Razorbacks struggled last year to a 4-8 record, and he finished his degree in 3 years, which, always impressive when you see a guy who was, I believe, majored in recreation sports management. And so he said, you know what? I've got 2 years left. I'm looking for a new start, and Pitt's going to be the place. Pat Narduzzi, said in the school statement, he was happy to get an infusion of veteran talent in the tight end room. And the role that Gregg will probably fill is the athletic tight end, the receiver-type tight end, because with guys like Kerrigan and Reeves are both huge guys. We're talking 6'7", close to 290 pounds. Tyler Sear, a little more versatile, a little more of the H-back. He lined up at fullback toward the end of last year because of the injury to George Aston. But Gregg is a kid, 6'3", 231 pounds. He can move. Caught 5 passes last year for 61 yards, although he was a little down on the depth chart at Arkansas. He's shown, he's played in the SEC. He played 10 games last year for Arkansas. He's going to be a guy that can come in and help Pitt right away. Obviously, there'll be an adjustment period because he's coming in after spring, so he's really going to have to hurry to catch up on the playbook, to learn Pitt's offense and learn what he can do. But he's a guy that, I'm sure Pitt is happy to have, in the locker room, in the family there. And, this is a guy, he has pedigree, too. His older brother, Chris Gregg, is a free agent in the NFL right now, but he was drafted by the Buffalo Bills, spent 4 years there, and last year was with the Jets. He's been in the NFL. He's also a cousin of Jarius Wright, the wide receiver that had been with the Vikings for the last, 6 years. Now he's with the Carolina Panthers in free agency. So, this is a guy who has been around high-level football, in the SEC. He's got family playing high-level football, and he's going to be able to come in and help Pitt right away. So that's, a big find sort of late in the game for Pitt for the 2018 season. Still, at this moment as we're recording, we're still waiting on that first commitment for the 2019 season. We're going to update you with news on that front as soon as we hear it, but right now we're going to take a break on the show. Come back, got a little bit of basketball, a little bit of baseball as we hit all things in Pitt athletics here on The Pitt Show.
Injured in an accident? Need assistance in preserving your business's interests? Let the attorneys at Bassey, Vreeland & Associates protect your legal rights. For over 65 years, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates has been representing the citizens and businesses of southwestern Pennsylvania. With offices strategically located in Washington and Charleroi, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can deliver results for you throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit www.bmvlaw.com or call 724-228-7000 to see how Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can meet your legal needs. Bassey, Vreeland & Associates. We fight, we care, we win.
Miller Lite is the original light beer, and we'll always brew it to have more taste, with only 96 calories and 3.2 carbs. Because we believe that if you compromise on taste, you can taste the compromise. Miller Lite. Hold true.
Great beer, great responsibility. 2018 Miller Brewing Company, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Average analysis, 12 fluid ounces. Less than 1 gram protein, 0 grams fat.
If you're one of the thousands of Western Pennsylvanians who love to get outdoors, then you need to check out this cool new website, stepoutside.org. Learn where, when, and how you can go camping, hiking, or hunting. Or take part in power sports, shooting sports, or water sports in your local community or across the country at stepoutside.org, where everything you need to know is just a click away. That's stepoutside.org.
What I want from my public accounting firm is big ideas.
But I don't want to lose the personal attention.
My company needs global capabilities.
From a firm with local ownership.
And I want to work with industry experts
who take the time to understand my unique challenges. And that's what sets Schneider Downs apart. Expertise for the most complex business issues, with the service you need every day. To learn how our big thinking with a personal focus can help your company, visit schneiderdowns.com.
Injured in an accident? Need assistance in preserving your business's interests? Let the attorneys at Bassey, Vreeland & Associates protect your legal rights. For over 65 years, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates has been representing the citizens and businesses of southwestern Pennsylvania. With offices strategically located in Washington and Charleroi, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can deliver results for you throughout the Pittsburgh area. Visit www.bmvlaw.com or call 724-228-7000 to see how Bassey, Vreeland & Associates can meet your legal needs. Bassey, Vreeland & Associates. We fight, we care, we win.
Welcome back to the Pitt Show. I'm your host, Matt Grubba, here on DK Sports Radio. Talking all Pitt things, Pitt athletics, thanks to our sponsors, Bassey, Vreeland & Associates. And right now we're going to jump into basketball, hit the hardwood a little bit, where there's been a lot of news coming through. Hopefully, it's been up on the site for a week, so hopefully you've had a chance to check out my one-on-one with Jeff Capel, the Q&A, where the coach was, really welcoming, took all of my questions and really went in depth. There were a few cliches in there, but it wasn't a lot of coach speak. He was really honest about, what he wants to do at the Pitt program, what he has heard from talking to people at alumni events, and just, really how he's been welcomed into the Pitt community so far. He was very honest. He said, yeah, I'd love to bring in a post player for next year, but, unless somebody falls out of the sky, there's not going to be someone, because there's no one left for the next year coming up unless it's going to be a grad transfer. But that doesn't mean that he's been done on the recruiting trail, and that is, he caught another great find back on June 2nd, 6'6" guard, Odisi Tony. I hope I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he is the newest commitment to Jeff Capel, and much like his first commitment, Trey McGowan's, and actually Tony and McGowan's have a background together, played AAU ball together. Tony is reclassifying to the 2018 year. He was lined up to go for a year of prep school. He's going to be coming in as a freshman this year at Pitt and be able to play and help out right away. Another kid that, 6'6" wing guy. He's athletic. For the class of 2019, where he was rated, he was a consensus top 150 national guy. He's originally from Alabama, played his high school ball in North Carolina as well as his AAU ball, which actually in Fayetteville, North Carolina, which is Capel's hometown where he was born. So, you've got those ties there. But, here's another athletic, talented guard coming in, sort of pouncing on the opportunity to play right away or contribute right away. that seems to have been a big selling point for Capel in getting these kids who want to be part of the Pitt turnaround. They want to play in the ACC, and they want to get out there right away. And to his credit, what Coach Capel and his brother Jason on his staff and the rest of the coaching staff, Coach Brown, Coach O'Toole, they are selling on being able to teach these kids how to play at a high level, get them on the court right away, and that's exciting for Pitt basketball. And I've seen couple of stories now that are talking about how Jeff Capel has in basically 2 months put together the best recruiting class Pitt has had in 5 years since they brought in the year they brought in James Robinson, I guess, maybe, or the year they brought in Michael Young. One of those. I like that people are pointing that out, but here's the other thing. He's not done. He has one more scholarship available for this upcoming season. I'm sure he would like to get a graduate transfer type guy that can contribute for a year, and that would give him the flexibility to have that scholarship available for next year when he's going to need to replace Jared Wilson-Frame. Also, his other graduate transfer already in, City and Deer, coming over from New Mexico State. So that would be something I'm sure Coach Capel would love to see. But he's not done for this offseason. That's the great thing, and they're in the middle of summer workouts now. I mean, that's not a whole lot they can do. They only get 4 hours on the court a week together, but he's starting to get a feel for his guys. And he talked in my one-on-one with him about summertime is when these guys get to be individuals. They get to be selfish and work on improving themselves as players. Once fall comes and everybody's in school, they're on a regular schedule, that's when the team really comes together and forms and they see what you've got. Right now, he wants to see these players challenge themselves individually and get better, and that's what the Panthers are going to need to compete in the ACC. So, awesome thing to see there that Coach Capel's class is pretty much filled out now. We want to move along here just, off of basketball real quickly. One other set of notes here. Major League Baseball draft going on this week, and Pitt coming off what was their best season since joining the ACC 5 years ago. Well, it only took till the second day before you had some Panthers coming off the board. 6th round, the Houston Astros select R.J. Freur, the hard-throwing Canadian right-hander that was just, an all-purpose guy out of the bullpen for the Panthers this year. Came out of the pen, led the team, pitched in 27 games, struck out 95 players, which was the 5th highest total in Pitt history for a single season. Just, throws a fastball in the mid to maybe touching close to the upper 90s when he leans back there, has a good breaking ball. He's a guy that, sort of fits the mold of what Houston's had in their bullpen this past season when they won the World Series. And, he's a guy that Pitt's certainly going to miss him, but he's going to take the next step. 2 rounds after he departed, right-handed Matt Pittich, the Panthers' ace, their number one. He, a 5-year guy with Pitt because he had Tommy John surgery 2 years ago, came back just amazing this year for the Panthers. A 3.05 ERA, led the team in wins, pitched just a 7-inning, 1-run gem to get them their first win in ACC tournament play ever against Georgia Tech. He goes to the Cincinnati Reds in the 8th round. So, I mean, two really good Panthers there that are going to get their chance in the pros, and that's good to see. We wish them the best. And now that we've hit that, that's about going to do it for today's podcast. So, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thanks to our sponsors, Bazzi Vreeland Associates, our producer, Chris Benson, always doing the hard work for me. I am Matt Grubba, and we hope you'll keep listening to DK Sports Radio. This has been The Pitt Show. Thanks for listening.